We welcome in now the former Glory welterweight champion of the world, Joseph Valtellini, my broadcast colleague. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
You ready to head to Amsterdam?
I'm ready to go, man.
All right, it's the end of the summer of Glory. What a summer it's been. But this is by far our biggest and best card. We're having it in the Johan Cruyff Stadium, the soccer stadium for Ajax Football Club. And the main event, World Heavyweight Championship, Rico Verhoeven taking on Guto Inocente. What does the Brazilian have to do to win this fight?
For a heavyweight, he's a kick-based fighter, so he's going to just mostly use his kicks. To beat Rico, you have to do something that's a little bit more unconventional. You don't just want to sit in his face and go combo back and forth because Rico's too technical.
He'll pick you apart.
Exactly, and he's very good defensively. So Guto has to punch and kick on angles, be diverse with his footwork. So he's got to come at the king in different ways that he hasn't seen.
And what about Rico? This obviously is a fight that he's not used to. A lot of unorthodox offense coming his way. What does he need to do to navigate those waters?
Well, the same thing that we always see from him. Good defense, good pressure. In order to shut down Guto in that type of movement, you need to pressure him. So you're going to see Rico, use good ring control against the rope and really capitalize on him moving laterally and try to get his low kicks.
How do you see this fight playing out?
Well, I think it's going to be the first few rounds could be an advantage to Guto just because he's light, got full of energy, so he can, mix in that spectacular offense. But I think as the time goes on, Rico Verhoeven is just that dominant, grinding pressure, and those low kicks are going to add up.
And we've seen Guto fade in some 3-round fights. We'll see how he does in 5 rounds if it lasts that long. Another world title fight happening in Amsterdam. Pech Panmerung versus Robin van Roosmalen for the featherweight world title. This is a rematch. Robin won that fight, but very controversial in the end.
Yeah, a lot of the fans thought Pech Panmerung won. And what he does is what he always does as a southpaw Thai fighter. He's going to sit in his left kick and throw it over and over and over again. And that's what kind of slows that Dutch forward pressure of Van Roosmalen down. Van Roosmalen really has his hands forward, coming forward, and Pech just keeps throwing those kicks over and over. But since their last fight, we've seen Pech Panmerung start mixing levels with his high kicks, inside legs, and that's when he got 2 spectacular head kick finishes. So against Robin, he's got to mix levels with that kick, but Thai southpaws isn't new for Robin. He's fought Sidichai 2 times and Pech Panmerung 1 time. So, I mean, he's prepared. He's fought that style at the highest level, so Van Roosmalen's pressure is going to give Pech Panmerung some trouble.
Van Roosmalen's style is the same every single fight. You know exactly what he's going to do, but no one seems to be able to stop him. However, Pech Panmerung has kind of changed his style since they last fought. Back then, he was more of a counter striker and would fight against the ropes, but now he's become more of a pressure fighter.
Yeah, and that's what he has to do. From the adaptation from Muay Thai rules to kickboxing rules, he had to put a little bit more pressure on. He started working his strength conditioning a little bit more. He started really focusing on power training and his boxing. So he needs to come out there and show that evolved kickboxing style. But Van Roosmalen is probably the toughest person you've ever seen. He's got this body armor on him that you just can't break down. He's like a big forward Dutch tank.
And you can see the Dutch tank in Amsterdam coming up here in late September. Now to a match that a lot of people think could steal the show. A lot of bad blood between Mohamed Jiraiya and Myrtle Grunhard.
Yeah, Jiraiya came in with a lot of hype, a lot of good social media following this, this thing that he might be the next welterweight champion of the world. So he came in and didn't have a great performance against Miles Simpson. I think a lot of people expected more from him, but he's really well trained at Coliseum Gym. He's been really preparing for this. But Myrtle Grunhard is that awkward style that's going to come pressure right back on him. So I expect both of these guys to really pressure forward. And I know with that hype that Jiraiya has around him, Myrtle Grunhard wants to knock him off that hype train.
And finally, a fight that I'm most looking forward to, Jamal Ben Sadiq taking on D'Angelo Marshall. This is 2 giant dinosaurs colliding in a ring.
Yeah, and we see D'Angelo Marshall, get finished and then come back and just look so great in his last fight. So we're seeing a D'Angelo Marshall that's constantly evolving. Every time we see him, he's getting better. Yeah. So that's where we're going to see the true test of against a real big, strong heavyweight in Jamal Ben Sadiq. So Sadiq, coming off a loss to Jafar Wilnis, has to really start putting together his offense. He's got to make sure his mind is super strong because he's fighting a young, hungry killer.
And Jamal Ben Sadiq was so confident heading into his last fight against Wilnis, almost seemed like he was looking past it. He lost that fight and then went on social media and basically took it all in his heart and said, I will never perform like that again. I'll never let my fans down again. He's putting a lot of pressure on himself. Is he going to be able to live up to that?
Well, I think he is. He's a well-trained professional, and he's been in the biggest fights of all of kickboxing since when he started. So this is just another day in the world for Jamal Ben Sadiq.
All right, September 29th, Glory 59, Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam, the heart and soul of kickboxing. I can't wait to be there, Joe. Thanks for talking kickboxing.
That's what I do best.